Curiosity for creativity. Karlo Stojčević is an expert in the transformation of brands and their sustainability, brand diagnostics and strategic planning, as well as the creation of communication platforms and tactics. Is this all true? Yeah, okay. Respect. Karlo was one of the people who I met in this last couple of months, and I feel very fortunate to have been working with him. He really helped us, meaning Kroz, to articulate and understand who we are, kind of really dig deep into our souls, and so thank you, Karlo, for that. So I can confirm this is true. You know, this is really true. Okay, so in this highly interactive demonstration, Karlo will expose an unexpectedly high level of connection between curiosity, empathy, and awakening of creativity that results in designing superior products your audience will fall in love with. It sounds like a bedtime story. Thank you, Karlo. So the floor is yours. Enjoy.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. It's good to be here, guys. It's my first time that I'm here. As Lucas said, just started working with Kroz not long ago on a very important topic, but usually I work with big brands around the world on positioning, finding better products, marketing those products, advertising those products. I work with companies that have products or don't have the product yet. I also work with their agencies, inciting creativity in both. So my job is to find a good strategic angle on how a company can be more creative to become more valuable for their audiences and their users and their buyers. And because of that, there will be only one rule today, and that is when we ask you to raise your hands and engage, please do. Nothing is going to be really difficult to do. All the exercises are super, super simple. Now, we will start with something that, I see in boardrooms across the globe, day in, day out, year in, year out. Most companies promise to deliver innovation at all costs, and this is why they build this into their brand books, brand guidelines, into their visions, into their missions, into their purposes. However, we all know that the truth is that most companies, unfortunately, don't do much innovation at all. What they do good, and what they do well, is through an iterative process. They keep adding to old ideas, making them a little bit better, and this is kind of what's going on in most of the world. Fortunately, I'm not stuck. Thank you, Ivan. Fortunately, 30% of all the money spent by most of the Fortune 500 companies goes into what's called research and development. Only 8 to 12% of their money goes to advertising and marketing efforts. This is why most of my job has very little to do with advertising lately and a lot more to do with inventing completely new, radically better products, okay? Now, to innovate, the challenge is it's hard to innovate because we need to think differently from our everyday jobs. And even I am struggling to innovate in my everyday job, and let alone people who don't have anything to do what I do. So to innovate, our thinking must become lateral, which means non-linear, like we have to kind of think all over the place. The problem is, by design, we cannot do that easily. Yeah, why? Because this guy here, the clicker is not working, but this guy here won't let go of familiar ideas we have. Why? Because familiar ideas made us who we are. They made us rich or poor or okay doing, because most companies are doing okay. So when you're doing okay, your brain tells you, why should I change anything if I'm already doing fine? Why should I take any risk if I'm already doing fine? So, you know, our brain is not really helping us. Now, we do have one thing to check this theory out. I would like you to look at this image here and tell me what colors you see in this image. Anybody? It's not a trick question, don't worry.
Black, blue, white.
Thank you, sir. Black, blue, white. Anybody else see any different colors than this?
If we are saying that white is made of all the three colors, we can say all.
That's true. But do most people see like light blue, white, and black? Okay, how about now? What color do you see now? Any new colors appear? How about now? No? How about now? Okay, the reason why we see red is because our brain contextually ties the color that doesn't really exist in this image to a shape that's known to us. And this is brain is telling, oh, well, I know this stuff. I know what this is. Yeah? And I immediately ascribe the color that doesn't actually exist when you really zoom it in to this particular shape, logo, idea, old idea that's been long ago planted in our mind, tells us that Coke can should be red. And our brain tells us it's probably red because it's Coca-Cola and I know this stuff. So to trick our brain into trusting us that there is a possibility that the new idea can be a really good one, beneficial for us, lucrative, interesting to our clients, to our customers, etc. What we need to do is we need to get creative, but how? Well, easier said than done, super hard to do. Because remember, our brain already thinks it knows everything we need to know. I'm like 46 now. I've seen a lot of things. It's really hard to like dismay me by presenting me something great. The older I get, more of an asshole I become to people who present me good, great new ideas because I'm super jaded and my brain tells me, why, how, etc. So now, to change the way our brain works, the key word and the most important thing and the source behind the world's most successful ideas in the last 65 years is a very big word. And it's a big word because people really kind of like the idea of being empathetic towards others, but it kind of makes sense when you think about it. Most of the things we do in everyday life is there to help somebody achieve something they might not have achieved yet. Best products, best services, best ideas that we sell or somebody buys are there importantly because they're empathetic. They trigger some unresolved need, some unaddressed or non-addressed issue that maybe other products haven't done successfully thus far. Now, speaking of empathy, we do have another little game here to play. What I would like to ask two people who don't know each other, if this is possible at Cross events, to sit down here with me and to try to peel an apple. Okay, I need two people. One person to sit here, and another person to sit here. Can I get somebody, please? It's easy. There is no trick questions. There are no tricks here. Can anybody please come and peel an apple for us? At least one person. Thank you, sir. So our friend here has found, have a seat, please, has found two different peelers inside of the bin. Okay, one peeler is a good old traditional hand peeler that we've all seen. It's been all over the place. It's been all over the kitchens, etc. Here it is. Exhibit 1, regular old metal peeler. Now, the reason why we talk about peelers today is the peeler, stupid as it is and easy as it is to forget, is one of the most interesting stories about product innovation. One guy whose wife had a challenge with arthritis, okay, were resting with his wife south of France somewhere, cooking a dinner, peeling apples for an apple cake, and he realized that his wife has a problem peeling with this old peeler because it's clumsy, doesn't have a really good grip. So what he did is he invented something revolutionary at that time. What he did is he kind of imagined, well, how could my wife actually use the peeler? And all he didn't reinvent the wheel, but added this bat-like handle to the peeler, and his wife all of a sudden could enjoy preparing the apple strudel. Can we try, please, with one and then the other? And then see if a regular person who does not maybe suffer from arthritis has any kind of idea whether one is better than the other. So we see that peeling is going relatively well, even with the shitty peeler. Yeah, it's not so bad. It's not so bad. But let's see if there is any difference with a peeler with a little bit different handle. We're talking about the experience of a regular, everyday guy that probably doesn't suffer from the arthritis, yeah? Thank you, sir. Can you tell us about the difference between action A and B, if there is any?
No.
No. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Can we get an applause? Thank you so much. So the price, retail price of this peeler is right about €3.99, okay? The price of this peeler goes upward of between $12.99, so 3 times the price, up to, I don't know, $50.99, depending on a brand. The guy who invented this peeler went about to make other products and make boatload of money from other products just because he invented this simple peeler that, unlike our friend, most normal people found super useful. And I don't know why. Because when we do this test, some people like it, some people don't. The thick one, I mean. But research tells us that most people actually prefer the one that's a little bit thicker. And this is where, the empathy comes back. So the guy looked at his wife, he looked at her behavior, he looked at things that she couldn't do properly and invented something for her. The challenge is, or good news is, that most of the world also liked the thicker handle on the peeler, even though it was made for an extreme situation, for a person that didn't really need, that really needed the thick peeler. The secret sauce in most of the innovation that are still able to capture the audience is to actually design for a person that's not your normal person, okay? Design your new product or service for somebody who does not fall into the norm. Chances are that everybody else who is normal might as well also like the product. Now, the challenge with empathy is that, we need to be curious about other people, and, curiosity doesn't come easy to people. Why? Because our brain already knows what the other person needs. Take any boardroom, go into any brainstorming, you will see that most people who design products rarely, if ever, actually spend some time with people who they're designing for. I've seen it with my own eyes. I've been in many rooms where things are done this way, but the challenge is the only way to be genuinely curious is if you pretend that you know very little about the subject, if anything, yeah? Now, tricking the brain into an unknown situation is usually the easiest way to kick old ideas out of your head. More of an expert, more of a technical guru you are, the harder these things are. To kick out your ideas from the fold and enter the ability of new ideas that are actually relevant to your target audience is really, really, really hard. Why? Because people don't like unknown situations. It's really hard to get people into an unknown situation. More of an expert, harder it is. Ask any doctor to go into an unknown situation, she or he will probably not want to do that. As designers of products and services, however, our first job is to let go of our safe space. And the safe space can only be let go if we go to an uncertain, unknown territory. Why? Why? Oh, why? Because when we are in the situation unknown to us, that makes us careful. Different parts of the brain are awakened. We are not so sure about our surrounding and environments anymore, and what we do then is we become critically observant. Observant about what's going on. We are not on autopilot anymore, and this is the secret sauce of great products and services, and this is the magic moment, so to speak, that happens to trigger our creative side. Because when we are not sure what we are looking at, we don't know where to put our hands, we also don't know where to put our mind, and this is the gold mine, guys. This is the area that we want to go to when we innovate. Okay. The result of that is that when we observe, we naturally become curious because our mind works this way. When it is put in an unknown situation, we seek answers that we don't already have stored in our shallow, deep, moderately deep memory. This is why most people who really want to find something new and great immerse themselves into activities with people they're designing for, to learn, to find out, to forget, and they force, as it were, they force themselves to do it in areas other than their office, in areas other than the, brainstorming rooms, etc. So what we do with our clients and our agencies, we like to take our business outside of our offices to discover new ideas and things. And for the end, does anybody here play music professionally or not professionally? One person? Good news, because we're not interested in you. No, seriously, just kidding. What we need two people with absolutely zero talent, absolutely zero notion, and absolutely zero rhythm, and absolutely zero melody to follow me to the stage. You will not dance, don't worry. You will hit the chairs to the right of the stage with a foamy stick and produce one of two sounds, okay? Please, two people, join me to the stage for this little exercise. The key to this exercise is to listen to the other person while you're not knowing what's gonna happen, yeah? You get the idea. You naturally, instinctively don't wanna go to the stage now. But if you wanna be creative, this is exactly what you have to do. You have to go to the stage. You have to take the stupid stick. Woo! That's right. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So, what's your name?
Josip.
Here. Take this here, okay? See, it says hit here. Yeah, hit here, yeah. Okay, can another person please come to the stage? We have another stick, please. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Now, this person will hit here, but they will listen to each other as they make music together. Maybe for the first time. Thank you, sir. Hit it. Let's go.
Come on, everybody.
That's right. Bravo, guys. Thank you so much. Can I get a round of applause for these guys? Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Carlo, very much. Do we have any questions? Any music wishes? Okay, okay. So the guys are playing tonight. Yeah? You have? Yeah?
What is the reason why you would suggest that we use this order?
You had to ask?
This comes a lot. This question comes a lot, only because I've personally found that it works the best. It's based on the experience. I haven't read this somewhere. I just tried many different things until maybe 20 years ago I realized this works. And it's been working. I think people are pretty much the same across the world when it comes to curiosity, empathy. So, you know, this is the answer. Experientially, just out of doing and failing most of the time. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you very much, Carlo.